How's it going? Flannel Fox, Tim Swiernik here, and tonight let's talk about Halcyon 6 on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I got a code for this from the developers. They reached out to me. I didn't even have this game on my radar, and boy am I glad that they did, because it is really, really good. I've been playing this since, I want to say Friday, last Friday. Today is the day that it releases, January 31st. And I'm really, really into it. I'm on day 270. You can see this little galaxy here. So let's set the scene. When you begin the game, you find out that while you're in space, your whole planet was wiped out by, I think it's the some alien race. We'll see when we get into a battle, the exact name, but by an alien race that you are now battling in space. And you just have to survive. So your Starbase basically has nothing, and you start off from scratch, and you just gotta go. And you have to, when you start off, you have one officer, and you have to build it up. You have to get resources. You have to upgrade your Starbase so that you can get more different types of resources, that you can get better ships, and then you have to go out and whatever resource mines were destroyed, you have to rebuild them, you can upgrade them. There are a lot of different aspects to this game. And we're gonna walk you through and show you why this game is awesome. And it's a very Tim game. I love this game. I've been playing it and my commutes have just flown by. So here is our Starbase right here. And you can turn on and off all of your titles. I prefer to have them on. And then your menu is in the top left. So let's peep our Starbase. So this is probably familiar to a lot of you out there who played. I never played XCOM, but I heard it's familiar to this. And then I never played Fallout Shelter, but I've seen it, and it's definitely familiar to this because you're just building out different parts of your base here. So when I started, you basically had none of this, and you have to get officers to explore the parts that aren't explored yet, which in doing so, you can run into aliens that you have to battle in turn-based battles, which I'll show you. It's really fun. You can see here I have a task where I'm trying to get some dark matter, which is a resource. But basically what you're doing is upgrading your Starbase so that you can upgrade every single part about this game. So when the first starship hangar that you have is tier 1, so you can only build tier 1 ships. And eventually once you level up your characters, you get more resources. You can research Starship Hangar Tier 2, which costs resources just to do. And then once you research that, then you can go back to your Starbase. Whoop, come on. And build the Tier 2, which will also cost resources. I'll show you. I just built my Tier 3 for the ships, but so, for example, I went to build my Starship Hangar Tier 2, and I didn't have enough power going to my base, so then I needed to upgrade my power generator, which cost more resources, but I didn't have them at the time, so then I needed to get more drones so I could automatically get resources back. It's just an ongoing loop and loop and loop, and it's really fun. So, let's show you some of the gameplay. Right now, I have my main fleet at the Starbase, but I got a lot of different stuff going on. So, if you look out here, this is the main solar system. These are some pirates solar systems over here, and these are different alien races that you'll communicate with, or they'll come in and communicate with you. The dialogue's actually pretty fun, so some of the little conversations, it actually gives you a little bit of emotional investment, which is really nice, because you're like, oh man, he was my ally, why is he being a jerk? Or you can just totally play someone off who was a jerk to you in the beginning, which is also nice. So let's check this out here. So this is what we have going on here is a fuel refinery. So once it's basically building up fuel that they're mining and like resourcing for you. I don't know if that's a verb. I just kind of made that up. And then that'll give you fuel to allow you to jam around the solar system. So if you look in the corner, you have fuel, you have dark matter, you have materials. You also have crew and drones. And I'm just going to briefly tell you what that is. Fuel, so you can bop around, dark matter, and materials. Dark matter is basically like money, and then you need materials to spend on stuff, and then you need crew to do certain jobs. But basically when you start, you have no resources. You have to go out and you have to start mining for resources. So you go to different areas which give you different resources, and a lot of them are going to be evacuated. So right here we have an evacuated. This Federation facility has been destroyed by aliens. So let's go here. I just clicked on it and now you can see it's Thera. So I'm going to fly my fleet out here. And you can see that my fleet, I've been in some battles. So before you launch, it'll give you the option to repair. Repair all. All right, so now let's see what's going on. Commander reporting that the materials mine is in ruins. However, with enough crew, we could probably get it up and running again. Let's check it out. Okay, so I don't have to explore this. I just have to rebuild. It's going to take 75 of my people to rebuild the crew or cost that. So I'm going to have an officer do the job. So I'm going to pick the officer that has... Certain officers will do a job faster based on their specialties. So I'm going to confirm the task, and then we're just going to wait here. Oh, something happened. Oh, I'm building spaceships in the background. So as different tasks that you've set kind of like are finished, you'll see the notifications pop up. So I'm going to wait until I get back to the base so that I can get in that ship. But let's finish this job here. So when I press the start button or the little plus button on the switch, time goes forward. So now my mine is acting normally again, so I'm going to check it out. Now that the mine's acting normally, something that you always want to do, and I'm already getting into the deep before I even showed you battles, but whatever, is deploy a satellite drone, because when it fills up with your resources that you're mining, if you don't have a satellite drone, you have to manually go and get it. And you're gonna have so much stuff to do, you don't want to do that. So if you deploy a satellite drone, it'll automatically bring your resources back to, yeah, you can see my scientist, my biologist. This will only take my day. So I'm gonna pick him to do it. So it'll just get done super fast. So you can see here, these are all little satellite drones that are bringing my resources back to my starbase, which is great. So let's show you the battles, because the turn-based battles are really great. And you can see these little exclamation points that are blinking are my tasks. Also over in the bottom right-hand corner, if you go to missions, let's see, Holst Taylor over there. I have 15 days left to do that, and only 9 days left to do this other one. So I'll have to find that after I whoop these, the butts. Yeah, Krull, they're the Krull colony. So these are some tier 2s and tier 1s, which I'm at tier 3. I have one tier 3 ship right now, so this shouldn't be too bad. So let's go peep them. We're gonna fly over. It's only gonna cost me 11 fuel. I say only, that's actually kind of a lot for the bite-sized journeys that you do. All right, so now this is our turn-based battle. So there are some, when you're exploring on foot, some turn-based battles that don't happen as much, and I kind of wish they didn't happen at all because they're not that fun. Also, editing and getting your ships so they work together is really great, and that's one of my most favorite parts about this game. So I'm gonna engage the enemy because the battle hasn't started yet. So you see how it froze there? There are a lot of frame rate drops, like a lot. Every time that you press attack, or actually yes on an attack, the frame rate will drop, and you'll see it when we do this. But I also want to walk you through, so how this combat system works, which is really fun, is sort of like you're setting up your, see if you can see my hand in the shot there, you're setting up your teammates for a better attack. So it's called like an exploitation system. So if you look here, this is going to, let's go to something that I know works. What I'm gonna do now is do a solar flare, and you can see that it's gonna inflict a sensors offline. So I'm gonna do that. Let's go to the highest enemy to try to wipe them out. So I just attacked, and now their sensors are offline. So now with Ronan, who I'm playing right now, or no, Corbin Law, I'm gonna do, I have an attack here. So this is gonna exploit the sensors offline. So when you exploit that, this will do more damage than it's already gonna do, than it would typically do. So that did a ton of damage. So now, I'm gonna use my salvage harpoon to inflict a breach hull. And then they're gonna attack, and you can see at the bottom their attack order. And then, I know I have, so this portal cannon is gonna exploit the breach hull and do a lot more damage. So, and my basic strategy is to wipe out the top dude and then get the other ones. And it works all right. I've only lost one. It's permadeath, so when you lose one of your pilots, it's devastating and they're dead. And it lowers the morale of your crew and everybody's bummed about it. They want to build a tribute, so it's gonna take materials. It's a good game. So what I'm gonna do now is set up, what can I do here? We're gonna inflict engine down, and I have a really good engine down with boop, my mechanic. So 1 down, 2 to go. So now let's inflict crew panic, which I don't have a crew panic exploit on this one, but I have a really high attack. This does a lot of damage, and then inflicts weapon disruption. So that's great because I think that my my nerd at the bottom has something that can exploit that. So now I'm going to exploit the crew panic. And all of your ships are not going to perfectly work together. Like one's not going to automatically have, oh, this exploits this and works off of this. Well, what you're going to have to do, and I can show you this briefly after we get out of this battle, is you have a certain amount of powers that you can select for each ship. So you build your ships to work off of each other, and that is awesome. So what we're gonna do here is inflict sensors offline, because I have that dope attack. Sensors offline. And where is that? Oh man. Those 2 attacks are still on cooldown. So that's not good. This is like my really badass Doom cannon. This will totally just wipe out this 3rd dude in 1 shot. Yeah, that's an overkill, because that one had so much more damage, and I don't have anything with this character to exploit sensors down or whatever that one is, so I'm just gonna pick a random one that does decent damage. Only 22 left. All right. And then whatever this does, I'm actually just gonna take a beat here because they're not doing too much damage, so I'm gonna get some health back so I can cruise around solar system and show some more stuff. And then we'll take out this one. And then you'll get a little bit of stuff after each battle. And I'm just moving with my joystick like a mouse. That's your basic control. Works pretty well, actually. 1 boost to morale. So that's actually building back up because that was pretty low. So we can see this is my crew population, which I can choose to evacuate the crew, which I actually did because there was a really strong Krull group at one of my bases, and I didn't want them all to die, and I couldn't beat the Krull, so I just evacuated them, and it worked really well. Let's view the facility, just see. We already have this automated. We already have the capacity upgraded. It's 200 dark matters to upgrade that. I'm not going to do that right now because it's fine. What else can I show you? So this is a really strong one that I haven't even bothered with yet because they have 3 tier 3 ships, and I do not have 3 tier 3 ships, so I don't want to get my pilots dead, so I'm just kind of upgrading and building toward that. You can see at the bottom too, you get each one of your pilots or officers, they upgrade. So you can see that I have Corbin Law, who's like my main dude. He is level 9, and you can choose upgrades along the way, which give you different powers in different situations. You can focus more on ground, which I don't know why you would, because there's not that many ground battles compared to spaceship battles. So I'm gonna pop back home so I can show you some more stuff there. I just had my ship built, so I do want to switch. Nintendo Switch? No. So this is my Gallant, which is my new upgrade for my Crusader here. Winston Rojas. So I'm going to now add Winston to my Crusader and see what equipment I can add. This is really good. These are like one-offs that you collect as you beat different ships and salvage stuff, and you can add them as little temporary items for your crew. And then here's where you edit your ship powers. So I'm gonna look for some stuff that I typically do a lot. I don't ever use, let's see, engines down. I use that a lot. I also want something that works with crew panic because, again, I have exploits crew panic. That's all enemies though, which I don't typically do. So this is single enemy, which exploits crew panic. And it's really just the way that you play. You can set this up to work with your play style. Right now, I think we're just gonna go with the instant repairs. Awesome. And we'll have to update our fleet, which I think I have called the Wrecking Crew because I'm corny as shit. Corny as stuff. So I'm also building up, trying to get another fleet going. I almost have 6 officers. I have expanded my officers' quarters and my cadet barracks and am working on those. So I don't know exactly how much time I've put in this game already, but I really, really enjoy it. If you enjoy base building, if you enjoy turn-based battles with a really interesting, it has a really interesting combat system where you sort of work off of each other, and that's only important if you build your ships the proper way and give them the good tools, which also goes into upgrading your character, which gives you the better weapons for your ship. So it has a lot of different layers to it, and I haven't died yet in my run, which is going to be brutal. I actually haven't even sustained any Starbase damage, which is great because my run just keeps on going and going, but I haven't been exploring as much as, I mean, I'm going to. I haven't even been into any of the other galaxies, really. I'm just still working on the new Terran Federation. So, yeah, this is Halcyon 6. It has a lot of different aspects to it. As you can see, the base building, the turn-based battles. I can highly recommend it. Now, for the real, let's see the price. Okay, so can I recommend Halcyon 6? For $19.99? Heck yes. Halcyon 6 is great. I've already put in a lot of time, and I'm gonna put in much, much more. This game has so many things about it that I just love. Things that I wish it had, I guess, would be voiceovers. That'd be cool, because there's a lot of text, but that's why they don't, because there's a lot of text, so you have to read it. The music is okay. I'm not like a huge fan, but the gameplay is so damn addicting. Great turn-based battles, great base building. This is a great game. So this has been Let's Talk About Halcyon 6 with yours truly, the Flannel Fox, Tim Swiernik. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope that it showed you some more about this game. This is also the first video that I did on my new gaming PC. So I know y'all switchers probably don't play games on PC, but I'm probably gonna do a couple of videos here and there because there are some games that are coming to Nintendo Switch that won't be there for a while, but they're out on PC, so we can check them out. Like Crosscode, that game that everybody's kind of talking about because it was in the Nintendo Indirect, as IGN's calling it. So I might play a little bit of that. But I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you get the game. Let me know if there's a game that you want me to check out because I can do these kind of videos faster than reviews. So see you next time, Switchers. Have a good one.